Have you ever felt the need to shove a dog's head in a 5 gallon bucket of water until it took its last gasping breath? Or repeatedly slam a dog on the concrete, breaking its back and neck until its life horrifically ended? There's also the way of nailing a 2x4 to two trees and stringing up multiple dogs by the neck and watching them hang until their lives slip away. Or should I mention the situation when they watered down dogs and electrocuted them as if they were accused murderers, taking their punishment of death by the electric chair? I guess I might as well mention the most humane way pro athlete Michael Vick and his colleagues put some of his fighting dogs down, which was by shooting a 22 caliber slug into their heads. Feel free to go to the USDA.gov website and read the Michael Vick Bad News Kennels police report, but have an empty trash can ready because the 20-page document will make your stomach churn from the gruesome exposure of the underground world of dogfighting. Now ask yourself, did these dogs choose to end up in the hands of Michael Vick? The answer is simple, no. Dogs can't speak and choose their owner or fate, especially not the American Pit Bull Terrier, which usually gets picked by the worst types of owners. According to Alternate.org, these dogs are favored by individuals with more criminal involvement. They believe it's due to the dog's masculine look causing these owners to think they appear more macho or manly. American Pit Bull Terriers, also known as Pit Bulls and Pits, are very stocky with strong defined muscles. They have a box-shaped head, shorter snout, and can range in height from 18 to 22 inches. These dogs come in all different mixes and shades of color, such as brown, white, black, orange, red, and even a grayish-blue tint. They are incredibly strong and have a very powerful bite due to their jaw structure. When they first originated around the 19th century, they were known as nanny dogs because they would watch and protect the family kids when parents were gone. Author Don Capp explains about the first veteran pit bull named Stubby, who served in World War I for 18 months on the front lines. He would search out enemies and warn his fellow soldiers of upcoming danger. According to the author Capp, Stubby stopped his regiment from several surprise mustard gas attacks. He even sniffed out a German spy in the middle of the night, saving his crew by attacking the spy and alerting everyone. General Pershing labeled him as a hero of the highest caliber. Stubby became the mascot for Georgetown University, but sadly labeled under a false identification. He is known as the Boston Terrier that served on the front lines of World War I, saving multiple lives only to be remembered as something he's not. That's not the only pit bull hero. There was a dog named Wheeler that was abandoned in an alley and left for dead. A nice lady named Lori heard the whimpers and screeches echo from the alley and took the dog in as a family pet. Later on in Wheeler's life, she ended up saving Lori's son from a rattlesnake bite. She rapidly knocked the son out of the way of striking snake, getting hit in the snout by the venomous fangs. It's a good thing Wheeler survived the bite because she saved many other lives and animals shortly after. During the 1993, a flood broke out in Tijuana, stranding 12 dogs in one area and 17 in another. She saved the first 12 within 6 hours and spent a month hauling 30 to 50-pound bags of food across strong rapids to the other stranded dogs. This deed earned Wheeler the Kennel Ration's Dog Hero of the Year award. This shows the true traits of pit bulls. They have such a strong desire for loyalty and they make amazing family pets. But pit bulls today have changed due to backyard breeding and mixing other types of dogs to obtain certain characteristics like ginormous heads and bodies. The one thing that hasn't changed amongst the purebred pit bulls is their eagerness to please and befriend everyone. Even the United Kennel Club disagrees with using pit bulls as guard dogs because, I quote, they're too friendly with strangers. When I walk my pit bull, I have to use a harness because she tries to jump up and lick every pedestrian that walks besides kids. When kids pass by, she always tries to lick their arms, legs, and faces while wiggling her butt and tail instead of just jumping on them. She can't contain her excitement when little kids scream puppy, which causes spurts of spinning 360s while in a sitting position. She looks like a bunny rabbit while spinning circles. Those actions don't appear tough or mean to me, which is something people don't understand about this breed. One myth portrayed about pit bulls is that they are genetically born to fight and have DNA-embedded aggression characteristics towards other animals. My brother and I used to work for Missouri Pit Bull Rescue, where we saw plenty of animal-friendly pit bulls that came from abusive, neglected, fighting backgrounds. Michael Vick's dogs helped destroy the DNA-embedded fighting myth. According to NPR.org, originally 54 of his dogs were confiscated, but 7 didn't make it out of the Virginia compound alive. Out of the 47 dogs rescued, 25 have been rehabilitated and landed in foster and permanent homes. Also, 4 of his dogs have been turned into certified therapy dogs where they go around to nursing homes, schools, and public events to spread positive pit bull awareness. And to think the judge deemed his dogs as a complete threat to society and wanted all of them destroyed immediately. One comparison comes to mind when asking yourself this same situational question. How well could you overcome a similar traumatic past? Let's say every week you are thrown into a ring with champion boxer Mike Tyson, and the fight ends with life-threatening injuries, but you're still forced back in the ring next week. Could you overcome the trauma from experiencing that, as well as most pit bulls do? Also, who would you blame? The person forcing you in the ring or yourself? In comparison to pit bulls, your actions would be first blamed, mainly resulting in death because of the law. So why do we as Americans continue to blame these dogs? We practically forget about the horrific deeds occurring but instead focus on the breed like it's their fault for obeying their owner's awful commands. We need to focus on punishing the humans spending hours aggressively training these animals, or more importantly, the ones not training them at all. According to Don'tBullyMyBreed.com, only 3% of the entire pit bull population gets sucked into the gruesome fighting world. These fighting dogs are trained to never bite their owners so the owners can break the fights up whenever. The ones that do bite usually get killed on the spot. It's usually not the fighting dogs roaming rampant attacking random pedestrians. It's the neglected and abused dogs. After hearing some of these statistics, your fear of getting attacked will most likely fade away. According to Don'tBullyMyBreed.com, pit bulls account for 30 to 40% of the dog population, which puts them at the top of the list for most popular breed. To stay on the safe side, we'll say that they make up 20% of the estimated 53 million dogs in the United States. So if you do your math correctly, pit bulls make up around 10.6 million dogs in the United States. In the past 20 years, a little over 100 deaths have occurred because of pit bulls. Now let's do some comparisons. Roughly 150 people die every year because of coconuts hailing down from palm trees and smashing people's heads. So you're 60 times more likely to be killed by a palm tree coconut than a pit bull. So next time you go on vacation, remember to stray far away from those palm trees. Just wait, it gets scarier. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, 115 lives are lost every day due to automobile accidents in the United States. That's more deaths from automobiles in one day than the past 20 years from pit bulls. Does that mean we should ban automobiles and make everyone walk? No, it just means you should be more afraid of driving a car than running into your neighbor's pit bull. So the next time you see a pit bull and start to freak out, just remember that your daily trips to Starbucks create more danger. Even though facts show humans are the ones to blame, us as Americans still enforce laws to ban a breed that is so misunderstood. The ban laws are called breed-specific legislations, but more popularly known as BSL. The main argument behind BSL is pit bulls are bred with vicious genes causing them to snap and attack whenever. But according to the American Veterinary Medicine Association, controlled studies have not identified this breed group as disproportionately dangerous. According to Don'tBullyMyBreed.org, 12 states refuse to pass a BSL law. This means that the whole state refuses to agree with the ban, but cities can still vote to pass BSL laws. It has been proven that 0 places have decreased the amount of dog bites occurring after passing BSL laws. This shows how ineffective these laws are. Also, the other issue deals with the rising cost of these legislations. Once again, according to Don'tBullyMyBreed.org, the county of Prince George's in Maryland spends $250,000 a year on their pit bull ban, and they confessed it did not increase public safety at all. According to the HumaneSociety.org, I quote, BSL is nearly impossible to enforce. It often ends up being created as a reactionary measure to a bite incident that ignores the true scope of the problem. As a result, there's no scientific data that proves breed-specific measures have ever been effective at eliminating dog bites. Instead, innocent people are falling victim and forced to part ways with their beloved pets. I recently had a friend get caught with 3 well-trained pit bulls that never caused a problem. She had the dogs for over 3 years and considered them part of her family. The sad thing is she lived in a big house with a huge fenced-in backyard that the dogs couldn't jump. They got along great with other dogs, absolutely loved people and kids, and were very well trained. The animal control officers even apologized to her because they saw how nice the dogs were upon their arrival. If she didn't abide by the law, the dogs would have been put to sleep within 5 days, even though they did nothing wrong. According to chief veterinarian and author Dr. Karen Halligan, she states that pit bulls are not born to fight, but are very loving, smart, loyal, and sweet dogs. My friend's family was abruptly devastated due to this situation, and the public is not safer now than they were before. This shows ethical and moral wrongs for someone who cared for her dogs, trained them, and went the extra mile to ensure the safety for her surrounding society. The few bad owners out there are causing the rest to suffer. Author Don Kapp of The Truth Behind One of America's Most Popular Breeds shares a quote in his book from Bill O'Reilly off the O'Reilly Factor show. Bill O'Reilly states, I don't think we need these dogs. Why can't everybody have a collie? The irony behind this statement is that according to the American Temperance Testing Society, which puts thousands of dogs through temperament tests, found that Pit Bulls pass with an 86.8% and Border Collies only pass with an 81.1%. Now it's your choice to decide if you want to put faith in the American Pit Bull Terrier or listen to the false media and follow the ineffective laws.